The managers that produce higher performance in teams and business units are very good at creating a purpose and a focus, so that when people come in and think about strategy, or they think about how to implement it, or they're talking about how to change it, or they're doing it, if they have a common purpose and is kept in front of them, their thinking can be combined, and therefore you can produce bigger ideas and better ideas that way. So it sounds fairly simple, but the skills involved in giving people a common focus in the workplace while they work and while they think is extremely important, and it takes a lot of skills to do this. The organization that picks up the first signs of change in the business environment are the ones that are going to profit most in the long run. They cannot develop the right strategy without they have the information that's going to be relevant in the next over the next few years. And some organizations are very good at this, and some managers are not. Some teams and the decision makers in certain business units are not good at this at all. They tend to work with information that's common to them, information that's close to them, and information that agrees with them. We need the opposite. We need people we need managers who can create ideas and bring in information that contradicts what's going on, creates diversity, creates conflict. And this should feed into decision making about strategy, implementation, and the evolution of strategy. We find that there's certain kinds of behaviors that managers have to use in order to get people to think together and produce bigger ideas in teams. Teamwork is probably the best way to generate diverse ideas. They have to have a plan, they have to develop, they have to measure their progress, both in terms of how they're using the behavior and how it affects performance. And I think we find that in high-performing units, this is the kind of thing that's important, is what goes on in teamwork. People coach each other, they develop each other, they understand what their strengths are, they understand the strengths of their colleagues, and they work together to development is always an important goal to be achieved for high-performing managers.
I think the days of the carrot and stick approach to getting people to perform is certainly gone. It's not going to happen. The more you give to an individual, the more you'll find that individual wants to work for you, rather than the carrot and stick approach, which kind of means that the individual has to work for you. And there's a subtle difference.
I think bearing in mind that leadership doesn't just sit in one person, and that one person can't have strength in every single area, competency in every single area. I think that's very important, just to say, how do you know what your personal strengths are, and then surround yourself with the team that are with you, that complement that strength. Make sure that in each one of those you have strengths that complement each other.
What most organizations do is they set up teams to think and learn about something in reaction to a problem. So if there's a problem in sales, they create a team, and the team works on that problem. And then the team ceases. Next week there's a problem in something else, we set up another team and they work on that. Now that's fine, but that's reactive. What we need is proactive teams that are set up on disciplines that we say must be. We must have these, we must study and learn about this, and we must use that in making decisions about strategy, our strategy. We've got to use it to make decisions about how we implement the strategy and how the strategy evolves over time. There's more than one thinking and learning area in an organisation. Organisations will differ in what these areas are, but an area could be something like customers. Maybe you should have a team working all the time on what is the highest priority of our customers. What do they need? What are their highest priority needs? What needs could they have that we don't know about? So after you design your differentiated areas, which will differ across companies, you must then find a way that thinking can be connected.
That I'm going to have to go back and work on.